connection man to help them travel out of Ghana. What is this? The 50 to 35 who are not employed, who are not, in education or training. What does that mean to our economy? What does it make it to our economy?
Well, we have aging economy. We have people that are aging, and as they age and they take out of the employment system, we need people that would have been groomed when these people were in office. So when the ones that we are supposed to prepare to take over are actually exiting because they believe, and mind you, like what I said, for them even to get into the regular job market, they are being demanded to pay certain huge sums. And so they do the analysis, and then if they can rather fight and get an additional money and step outside the country and go and do even menial jobs, that's true for us. If you ask them even to do it, they may think that is demeaning. But when they go there, they look at the currency, the fact that when I work, I will earn X, Y amount, and therefore my livelihood will be better. They will rather leave, and there are people that have gone through training. Let me be honest with you. There are people that among the 15 to 35, there are people that have gone through training, but they are not having the opportunity. That is why I am of the view that it is a complex issue. No matter what you try to do, there are people in the society, there will be a cross-section or a certain percentage that no matter what you do, they will not budge or they will not actually conform. That is not what we are talking about. But to say that almost 2 million youth, young people, are in that category, it's quite alarming. And we have, as a people, that's why I mentioned that we can't leave this in the hands of only the politicians or the government. It's a social problem, it's a national problem. Therefore, churches, all bodies that are seeking to make sure that policies are implemented and other things are done well should actually add their voices to it. Let us be deliberate and intentional. We can absorb it. We can begin to correct it because it's not too late. We should be able to ask ourselves, is it that we are also giving the wrong training? How do you give training to people that does not actually lead them into having the opportunities available? Or we give them training knowing that there are no opportunities for the training that we have given to them to be useful. Because starting up being entrepreneur, now entrepreneurship is being harnessed everywhere in terms of courses in school, on radio, on TV, how you can set up. But the truth of the matter is that too much exploitation goes on in this country.
So, Kofi, let's be specific here. We are in an election year. I'm sure that the political parties will be sharing out their manifestos by the end of this month or latest in the middle of next month. What policies do you think they need to think about and roll out that will help the 15 to 35 years in this bracket to have something to do, either to go to school, to be employed, or to receive some training? What pragmatic policies ought to be introduced?
Well, David, there are a couple of them. I have heard for where we stand, almost all the political leaders or aspirants have visited us. They have shared their policies, and most of them are talking about the intervention that is going on across the globe when it comes to IT, digitalization. All these actually open the avenue for the young to earn some kind of skill or training and to be able to exert them in every area of their life to earn something. I strongly believe that, well, let's go back into history. All the policies that they have made concerning the youth, how many of them have we really achieved absolute results? If those ones were good then and they are good now, let's revisit them and ask ourselves probably the approach and how we really implemented them didn't work. But if they are so good to be able to change the fortunes of these young people, it's a matter of going back and then sitting around the table and ask ourselves where we went wrong. Because if you give like the JIDA that has become the YEA, now there are people that are even in the YEA that they have been employed. But as young as they are, we are not giving them the opportunity to be able to move out to the hinterland, to these places, to be able to identify what are the lack in the areas that they can actually be some kind of training targeted to those ones. There was something that I did when I used to mark these SHS arts exhibition. we were marking people for regional innovation or district innovation. We have to come and sit down and look at all the places that we have. What are the prevailing economic activities there? Let's begin to now, let's not lump everything together. If you go to places where we have deposit of clay, what can we really take advantage of in order to be able to help the people there to be able to earn a living out of the clay that we have? Then we can decide to set up maybe ceramic factories, kiln, to be able to bake these things, and then let all the young ones find joy in doing this work. And then we bring them to the market, we sell them, we pay them right so that they can earn something. Go to a place where, if it is about weaving, let us make sure that we resource. If we begin to train everybody as if the training will be useful, because when you train them and where they are, the training cannot be useful there. What is the important? They need to also have to migrate to the city, and where the city is at the moment, there is pressure. The opportunities there, thousands of people are fighting for it. So most of these people come here and they are found wanting, and they get themselves locked up, and they now transition into these vices that I mentioned earlier. So we should be targeted. Let's begin to identify what we have, and then begin to target the training towards what we have. Let us stop. Just when you go to Malcolm, we have all these big bishops. You have liquid soap that have been done by people that are already resourced. So if you train people within the developed area, the cities, how to do liquid soap, the tendency that they cannot actually compete with the already big market is high. But there are people elsewhere that you can train them and they can actually use it and then be able to serve the people there and earn something there. So we need to be very intentional and targeted. Other than that, we will do wholesale training and it will not be beneficial to the people.
About society, that's going to be my last question to you. What about